My name is Chris Leader, and I've invented a boatload of games, Roll For It and City of Gears, along with Robots vs. Dinosaurs, Main Street America, Robin Hood 2888. Lots and lots of games that reside on the Game Crafter, and some of which have graduated to the broader gaming world. My inspiration, when I usually will design games, and with City of Gears, it's to entertain my friends, to make a game that I would want to play, that my friends want to gather around the table and play. But those are not necessarily games that my wife or family like to play, so Roll For It was my try at making a game that I could actually get non-gamers around the table to play. And hopefully, if they enjoyed it, they would then want to play my other games that were maybe a little bit more strategic. Well, I want to make one thing very clear off the bat. So I've been designing games for a long time, but I never was serious about it until the Game Crafter came along. And that's because I've never had the resources to actually make cards that felt like real cards and get components that didn't cost a fortune. So when the Game Crafter came into my life, it was when I really took off as a game designer, because I could actually make these things happen. It wasn't index cards that you couldn't shuffle or stuff stuck in sleeves. It was something that I could really put in front of people and say, this is a real game, and they would be like, yes, that is a real game. So when I found the Game Crafter, I kind of had a reason for really focusing on it and getting serious about it. So I got crazy with it, and it all led to where I am right now. So with Roll For It, I had created a really, what I thought was great little package in a tuck box with cards and dice, and my family really enjoyed it, which was fantastic because they never enjoyed the games that I made. They weren't gamers. But they really liked it. And everyone kept saying, you should do something with it. So I bought a whole bunch of copies from the Game Crafter, and I brought them to Gen Con. I had made some appointments with publishers that I thought might like the game, something accessible, something for families. I sat down with people and I showed them the demo copies that I'd made, the prototypes. And immediately what they said was, wow, this actually kind of feels like a real product. You know, they're used to seeing stuff on index cards. They're used to seeing, you know, I'm going to tell you about what the art's going to look like, but it doesn't look like that now. So right away, it's kind of like the best step forward, because they're like, wow, this is actually kind of impressive to begin with. And when I demoed Roll For It, I got an immediate reaction from Calliope Games, because it was the type of game that they wanted to bring out along with Suro and their other games that kind of fit right in. So I was really, really happy that I had taken the time to create a prototype that had components and art. Not the best things in the world, because everyone knows I'm not the best at graphic design, but something that actually looked like something that a publisher could get their hands on, and they could show to other people, their playtesters or whoever. And it was the same thing with City of Gears. When I put that in front of publishers, they were really happy that they were looking at a prototype that they didn't have to use their imagination to figure out, is this something that, you know, is this going to be this kind of piece? Are these, what kind of cards are these going to be? They could see that, and then they could start to say, well, how can I make this even better? But it was a great starting point. So that's what I've always recommended to people, is if you're going to pitch to publishers, you don't have to have it be the best looking thing in the world, but it should be something where the publisher doesn't have to spend the brief amount of time you have pitching to imagine in their mind what it's going to look like when it's a nice prototype. So if I had to give advice to people who want to design games and get them out there, I could say the one that everybody says, which is playtest, 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 and that's absolutely the truth. That's the best thing you can do. Don't think about packaging. Don't think about, you know, how it's going to be marketed. Don't think about how many copies you're going to sell. Playtest. Get it perfect before you do anything else. But beyond that, focus on one game. Focus on one design. If you're going to pitch to publishers, don't give the shotgun approach to them, because really they want to see what you think would be the best fit for them. They'll be happy to ask you, if they really like that one design, do you have anything else? You know, is there, oh, this is fantastic, do you have something else? Or through the course of conversations, they will probably get to know you, and at some point that's going to come up. but it's probably not good to bring a portfolio of games, or if you only got 5 minutes or 10 minutes to pitch to a publisher, don't just overwhelm them with a lot of things. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear about that one game. They want to focus on that. And you'll know for body language and things like that if it's right for them, right for you. But don't spread yourself too thin. Really focus on one product and make it as good as it can be. Play test it, get it looking nice, and then pitch to the publisher. So I've got two really exciting things that are going on for me. Roll For It has a deluxe edition in a tin, which is going to be coming out close to Christmas. It's got cards and dice, and it fits in your pocket, and it's just a beautiful, awesome artwork. It's an amazing thing, and I couldn't be happier about that. The other thing is I've signed with Arcane Wonders, makers of Mage Wars. They have a new line that they're putting out called the Dice Tower Essentials. Tom Vassal's worked with Arcane Wonders to pick games that he thinks gamers should have on their shelves. Their first game was Sheriff of Nottingham, and the second game in the Dice Tower Essentials line will be City of Gears. So I'll be working with them over the next year to bring that out to the market, and couldn't be happier because I get to make a gamer's game and get my hands dirty and get into the development of that. So I've been really, really lucky. I've gotten to know a lot of really great people, and so my two projects are Roll For It and City of Gears, and grateful to everybody who helped make those two things happen.